Most people think intelligence is something you either have or you don't. That belief is exactly what keeps them average. Ayanokoji Kiyotaka is a fictional character, but the system behind how he thinks is not fiction. It is a specific, repeatable method for moving through the world in a way that almost nobody around you can track or predict. And the reason it works so consistently across every situation he faces is that it is built on a completely different foundation than what most people are using. Not raw IQ, not confidence, not charisma. Something quieter and far more deliberate. Most of the advice you have seen about becoming smarter or more strategic tells you to show more, share more, signal more. Ayanokoji does the opposite. And once you understand why, you will start noticing how much ground you have been giving away without realizing it. There is one step in this method, step 5 specifically, that almost nobody in these conversations ever touches. It is also the one that makes everything else actually hold together. We will get there. But first, you need to understand the foundation, because without it, none of the 6 steps make sense. There is a character in anime who is never lost. Not once. Not in a single arc. Not in a single exam. Not in a single psychological battle across the entire classroom of the Elite series. And the scariest part is, most people around him never even realized they were competing with him. That is Ayanokoji Kiyotaka. And if you actually study how his mind works, you realize pretty quickly that what he's doing is not a personality type. It's a method, a specific learnable set of decisions about how to think, how to present yourself, and how to move through a world full of people who are trying to read you. This video is going to break that method down into 6 steps. And I'll be honest with you up front, some of these are going to feel uncomfortable because they go against almost everything you've been told about being a good person, a good friend, or a good student. But I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. I'm here to show you how the most dangerous mind in the room actually operates. And there's one step near the end, step 5 specifically, that almost nobody talks about. And it's the one that ties the whole system together. Let's start with the foundation, because without this, none of the 6 steps make sense. Ayanokoji opens the entire series with a quote, "Heaven does not create one person above or below another." And then he immediately says that's not the whole quote. It goes on to say that while we're all equal at birth, things begin to change pretty soon. And effort is what sets some people apart to rise above the others. Most people who share that quote stop at the first half. They use it as a comfort, as permission to relax. And Ayanokoji's point is that stopping there is exactly the trap. Humans change over time based on their actions. Equality, at the end of the day, is just a fantasy. And most of us go through life denying the fact that we live in a meritocracy. That's the starting gun. Intelligence isn't a trait you were born with and either have or don't. It's something you're either building or losing every single day based on what you actually do. So the method isn't about being gifted, it's about being deliberate. And step 1 is where that deliberateness begins. Step 1, mask your emotions. Don't kill them. This is the most misunderstood thing about Ayanokoji. People watch him and think, he feels nothing. That's not what's happening. The distinction that actually matters here is between emotional masking and emotional absence. Masking is a deliberate presentation choice. It's deciding what's visible. Genuine emotionlessness isn't something you can learn, but controlling what you show, that's a skill, and it's one of the most powerful ones in any social environment, because the person who stays calm and unreadable while everyone else is reacting is automatically the person the room is trying to figure out. You stop being predictable, and the moment you stop being predictable, people can no longer plan around you, which leads directly into step 2. Step 2, stop optimizing to be liked. Start optimizing to be unreadable. Almost every piece of charisma advice you've ever heard tells you to be more expressive, smile more, be warmer, open up. And that advice works if your goal is to be liked. But being liked and being respected are 2 completely different currencies, and Ayanokoji never confuses them. His consistent move across every single rivalry, against Ryuan, against Sakayanagi, against Ichinose, is the same. He withholds a finished read of himself. Nobody ever walks away from an interaction with him feeling like they fully understand what he wants or what he's capable of. So nobody can build a strategy against him, because you can't build a strategy against someone you can't model. Think about the most powerful person you know. Do they nod along to everything? Do they explain themselves constantly? No. They let the silence do the work. That's not coldness, that's leverage. Now here's where it starts to get uncomfortable. And this is the part I mentioned at the beginning. Step 3. Treat every relationship as a live variable, not a fixed bond. This one is cold, and I'm not going to pretend it isn't. But here's the functional version of what it actually means. Ayanokoji never assumes any relationship is static. He doesn't look at someone and say ally or enemy and then stop thinking. He treats every person as a piece whose position and usefulness can shift depending on the situation. And the reason this matters for you, even if you're not playing some high-stakes psychological game, is that most people get blindsided in life because they stopped reassessing. They made a judgment about someone 2 years ago and never updated it. They assumed loyalty that was never actually there. Constantly reassessing isn't paranoia, it's just accuracy. Ayanokoji puts it simply. Humans change with time, depending on what they do. It's our deeds that leave their stamp upon us, shaping identity, beliefs, and standing. If that's true for you, it's true for everyone around you too. Step 4. Let being underestimated do the work for you. This is controlled mediocrity as a strategy. Ayanokoji spends most of the series being overlooked. He scores exactly in the middle on every test he doesn't need to win. He lets other people take the spotlight. And to everyone watching from the outside, he looks like someone who doesn't matter. But here's the thing. Every wrong assumption someone makes about you is free information. Every time someone dismisses you, they lower their guard. They stop watching you. They start making plans that don't account for you. And by the time they realize they should have been paying attention, it's already too late. Being underestimated isn't a weakness in his framework. It's a resource he deliberately cultivates. Step 5. And this is the one I told you almost nobody talks about. Risk enemies deliberately to find out who's real. There's a recurring thread across Ayanokoji's arc that avoiding all conflict actually limits your ability to identify genuine allies. Comfort doesn't reveal people. Friction does. The people who stay close when things get hard, when there's actual cost involved in choosing your side, those are the people worth knowing. The ones who disappear when there's pressure were never actually in your corner, and you only find that out by creating some pressure. This isn't about being cruel or manufacturing drama. It's about not confusing the absence of conflict with the presence of loyalty. Those are completely different things, and most people never learn the difference until it's too late. Step 6. Audit your own dependence. This one is the quietest step, but it might be the most important. Ayanokoji is consistently suspicious of reliance, not because other people are untrustworthy, but because every dependency is a point where your outcomes stop being fully in your control. Every time you need someone else to come through for you to succeed, you've handed them a veto over your results. That doesn't mean you never work with people. He does, constantly. It means you know exactly where your vulnerabilities are, and you're not pretending they don't exist. Now, and this is the part I think makes this whole thing worth actually sitting with, the light novel gives us a window into what this actually costs. Ayanokoji reflects, I knew all about fear, born through pain. I knew the terror and misery of being a loser. I'd seen people destroyed by it before my eyes time and time again, but eventually I stopped feeling fear. Instead, I just felt cold. That's not a flex. That's a warning. The method works, but the version of you that fully executes it is a version of you that has traded something real to get there. The goal isn't to become Ayanokoji. The goal is to understand how he thinks, take what's actually useful, and apply it without losing the parts of yourself that make the winning worth anything. So here's where we land. The question that haunts the entire story is whether people are truly equal. The answer, as Ayanokoji frames it, is that education and effort create the divide, and equality, in the end, is a complete fiction. But what that means practically is that the gap between where you are and where you want to be is not fixed. It's a function of what you do from here. Mask what you show. Be unreadable. Reassess constantly. Use being overlooked. Test loyalty through friction. Know your dependencies. That's the method. And the people who actually implement it, even partially, don't announce it. They just quietly become the most dangerous person in the room. If this kind of breakdown is useful to you, there's another video on this channel that goes deep on the psychology of perceived authority. How to walk into any room and shift the energy without saying a word. Watch that next. And if you want more of these character study breakdowns, subscribe, because there are a lot more coming. Drop a comment below telling me which of the 6 steps you're actually going to use. I read every one of them, and I'm genuinely curious which one hits different for different people. Strategy isn't eliminating threats. It's making them irrelevant. And now you know how.